guys, welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Now, we're about to start the 4th trial, and I've actually been doing some, thinking. So, obviously, right, earlier on, I think, if I'm not misremembering, when I saw the Sakura statue, I was like, why is there a Sakura statue here? Is that a hint? Is it going to be another suicide? And then I saw that only Nekomaru could have moved the killer, which seemed to point to the fact that that was also a suicide. And I was like, 2 points for suicide. But then, what's his face? Nagito flat out said there's always been a connection to the murders. And that's way too obvious for it to be a suicide. So Nekomaru was not a suicide. I'm taking back my current theory. I've thought about it too much, and it just seems every single time that's who the game wants you to suspect, and every single time that whoever the game wants you to suspect didn't do it. Every single time. So, someone did kill him. However, then you're probably wondering, well, then what about the similarity? The similarity is that it's the traitor who was killed. Now, who killed him? I honestly don't know. If I were to take a wild guess, I'd say the gymnast. She likes food too much, and maybe she's like, I killed Coach once, maybe he'll somehow still live, or something. I don't know. Alright. Here we go. Also, apparently this trial made my friend cry.
Now then,
so
let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now. Enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You could totally tell just by looking.
It would be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon. Tipped over a pillar.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Looks like that's the case, but
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
oil on the
The
floor.
weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
No?
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Is that what it is? No.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer
Well, it was new looking.
and beat the crap out of him.
Ah!
No, that's wrong.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. Just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously...
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look...
You're pretty insightful, baby gang.
Baby...
Just so y'all know, I thought, maybe...
Seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon?
That's the problem. There wasn't any...
Then, if it doesn't have oil on it,
I see!
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
What?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well,
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little, that word, suicide. By the way, the fourth one. Suicide. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru...
But that's a
committed
problem.
suicide.
If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
there may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. All right. It's up to you, so...
Understood. Sonia, here I go!
The fragments were underneath me.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Yeah, so it's definitely the first one. Sonia's is definitely the weak point.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Could he been
I
thrown
briefly
back?
considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can't? There's another way to use that pillar to...
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific
item?
Of course, the ultimate...
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Where is this connected? That it first 2 button. They're fighting proof. Strange feeling in tower.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Okay, that's
so
true.
that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors.
Yeah.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Wait. I thought we were keeping two towers, but that was the only mystery. There's no name that was mentioned.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same.
No, that's wrong.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
What? Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like if it is, then see?
If so, then what? Do you see?
Does that mean...
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down!
Oh?
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it while we were moving.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved.
If it is too heavy to... Just like if there is no bread, let the...
Jesus. Fire oil on the floor. Broken doorknob.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Don't have enough. I need to counter
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Come on!
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
What? How do we get enough to cut? Wait.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Wait, how do we get enough to cut?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Have I gotta use all of them perfectly?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Oh.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Oh. What, do you want me to go side by side for all the other ones? Yeah,
There
give
are
me
many
enough
different
cuts.
ways.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The body and the pillar could
1,
have been
2,
moved.
3, 4, 5,
The
6.
pillar could have been
1,
rolled.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And Nekomaru
1,
could have
2,
been moved
3,
piece by
4,
piece.
5, 6.
I decree it was
1, 2,
Monokuma's
3,
doing.
4. So I'm missing 2. How do I get...
There are many different
1,
ways.
2, 3, 4, 5,
The
6.
body and the pillar could
And I
have been
wasted
moved.
1.
The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
What the
There are many different
f...
ways.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The body and the pillar could
1,
have been
2,
moved.
3, 4, 5,
The
6.
pillar could have been
1,
rolled.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And Nekomaru
1,
could have been
2,
moved
3,
piece by
4,
piece.
5,
I
6.
decree it was
1, 2,
Monokuma's
3,
doing.
4, 5, 6. But that's not a...
There are many different ways.
They're like...
The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled.
Wait.
And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Those ones line up, don't they? So what if I just wait for the last one to show
There
up?
are many different
1,
ways.
2, 3, 4, 5,
The body and the pillar could
6.
have been
1,
moved.
2, 3, 4,
The pillar
5.
could have been
1,
rolled.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And Nekomaru could have
1,
been
2,
moved piece
3,
by
4,
piece.
5,
I
6.
decree it was
1, 2,
Monokuma's
3,
doing.
4, 5. No, I'm 1 missing. Okay, so one of them, 2 of them still need to line up. Okay. Okay,
There are
okay,
many
okay.
different ways.
2, 3, 4,
The
5,
body and the pillar could
6.
have been moved.
2, 3, 4, 5,
The pillar and
6.
Nekomaru
2,
could have been
3,
moved
4,
piece by
5,
piece.
6.
I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
There we go. Jesus.
Moving the
Ugh.
body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body could have moved it all, easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
What?
Crap!
It seems you have forgotten.
I need to look at what I have then. If it's not
Wielding
that.
the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
Oil on the floor.
The pillar, the body, everything
There we
at
go.
the
Oil on the
crime
floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
They're 2 of the same building?
No idea, huh?
Guys, into the secret of the fun house. We don't have enough clues, and the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Is he talking about the traitor? So why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something
But
happen?
how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
Reaction? Could you be talking about?
I see.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete, and there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange?
Instead of explaining it, at an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
People user achieved a small digital camera
See?
in their pocket. As he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right? Then let's begin.
What doesn't make sense in this picture?
Here! If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
So there's lots of things that don't make sense. It means there are other contradictions.
Here! You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe.
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Now another hint to figuring out is likely to appear from the third floor. In the photo, he took might be able to find the exhibit. Got it. Is it a lock? Yeah, it is. Okay. Ooh, jeez. Why are they showing up so late? Oh, Jesus. They're showing up so late. Alright, so not speeding up is the way here. Question 1. Strawberry House and Grape House both exist. Of course they exist, we're in there. How would they not exist? What kind of logic is that? Woo! There's more that appeared. Oh, that's low. Ooh. safely. Ooh, see, that's why. Question 2. Strawberry has the same. They're the same building then. Shoot, I almost forgot about those. Question 3. How are Strawberry positioned with each other? Vertically. Nice.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Floors above Grape
I
House.
see! On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in...
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the...
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
This might be a memorize.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
That's so
Nekomaru
stupid.
died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Oh, and
You mean a fake body?
Oh, I chuckled.
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a
Oh,
dummy.
now I gotta go through it again.
No fair!
So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve this.
Then hurry up!
One of the bodies was actually a.
You mean a fake?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare...
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
No.
Damn it!
Okay, hold on.
I'm...
Okay, so what have I got? Victim. Body was discovered. Just his head is... Can't be used. Tipped over pillar. What about the... Broken doorknob? Broken doorknob, maybe?
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
No? What?
Damn it!
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Strange feeling in tower.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
Strange feeling in tower.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Yeah, strange feeling in
that's
tower
wrong.
proves it. Okay, sure.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Straw, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that?
Elevator. E-L-E-V-A-D-O-R. Yeah. Elevator. Okay. If I can spell elevator is gonna be the real question. Is it an A? I'm sure it's an A. Elevator. There we go. Nice.
I got it.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far... and a picture of a grape?
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident... But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember...
Rooms aren't part of the elevator.
There are too many...
When you see people and things, make sure...
What?
So, let's...
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine.
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change? And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can think the reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Is there a ceiling?
Damn it!
I don't know. Only the floor
I
moves?
see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd
To trick
falsely
us.
believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified.
Yeah.
It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
If you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? The door that leads to the Strawberry Hall is a chain wrapped around the doorknob. You're gonna fix the button. Oh, yeah, exactly.
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
Forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is faced by...
Because it also
inside
rotates
Grape
180
House,
degrees.
and inside Strawberry House, which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Two houses are connected vertically to position the tower. There's contradiction about the 180. Wouldn't it be Kazuichi's account? Yeah, it would be his account.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Okay, yes.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you,
So then it's this one.
the towers are in opposite directions.
What?
Damn it!
Okay, so that one is true, so that means it's the other one.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Oh, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park
Yeah, I was about to
attraction, you
say,
know.
the island
And since
is
the
an
building
amusement park.
doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
I thought you didn't find it.
Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
An 8-sided shape,
See,
which means it would have been below Grape House.
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
What? It's just basic
I guess I should
geometry.
continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Crap!
Here!
Or would it be between?
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is... If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the Funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
What?
Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Funhouse is the trick. What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that?
Hiya!
Oh, hold there, I thought it was a bad word. Say right away. Oh, maybe the serious stuff dealer. It's not in, it's not how stupid man, you perfect just beat us.
Okay, everyone.
Hello. I'm trying to force myself. I might as well have a laid back. Yeehaw! But be careful. And just like I say each
Yeah, why does she want us to save each time?
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
You've been doing that this entire time. Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's
Anyway,
serious or not.
if the killer used the building's structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Cause of death, huh? It's horribly damaged if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object, but if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building's structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death? Dead battery? Crushed by the elevator?
Crap!
Was crushed by the elevator.
Crap!
No. Falling?
I see! That's it? I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
The chain. Where did the killer show from? Truth be in the sense that it's all that can stay there. Doorknob? Those are kind of for the rumble noise.
You can't go through the door on the 4th floor, huh?
it'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the
Okay, so what do we got? Broken doorknob?
You can't go through the door on the 4th floor, huh?
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
No? See, it'd be possible.
Damn it!
Answer seriously.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor, huh?
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they move the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor.
Damn it! When the elevator is on the 1st floor,
Like it's gonna be a brick wall.
you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
Is there another contradiction? Okay, there's
It'd be
two weak
impossible
points.
to
There's
shove
third
off the
one.
victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open.
Moving object.
Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
Moving object. Moving object.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Moving object. What? We need to make it clear so they understand that Nekomaru felt his death. Looks like it's all three. Well, that doesn't help
When
me.
the elevator is on the 1st floor,
Box.
you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
I don't
It'd
know.
be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this?
I don't know.
After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made
I got
use of the
absolutely
drop.
no idea. Let's start
Hold
with
on,
Fuyu
did you
Hiko
forget the
again.
elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
No, not that. Did you forget about the elevator special feature? When you move, there's something inside. It's not to get picked.
Damn it!
Fuck, what?
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be
I don't know,
impossible to
guys.
shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this?
Brain's fucking really.
After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
Oh, what?
Damn it!
I don't know, guys.
When the
I'll try
elevator is
everything
on the
broken
1st
door.
floor,
And I shot the wrong one.
you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
This is.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim.
Hang on, let's double check. Okay, so what do we got? We got good night button, right? Yeah, that doesn't seem to help. Kanye's account. Cheered. Rumbling noise at 5:30 a.m. Game was wrapped around the handles of the door at the back of the Great Tower. What else we got? Saw Nekomaru walking toward the 1st floor. Wall clock. At 5:30, the alarm of the wall clock went off. Ryuko was at the lounge and managed to stop the alarm. Rushed. However, Nagito was apparently the one who didn't hear it. Contact elevator. Contact elevator was used to move between both houses and broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna probably incredibly bummed for you guys. I'm gonna pause the episode until I can figure this out. Okay, I think I figured it out. There, that might have cut off a second there. Okay, I think I might have figured it out. However, I want to capture it because the good night button would have countered the
As long as there's
the
a moving object inside.
There we go. I figured it out. I have one sliver of influence left.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode.
Yeah.
If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
If he was on the floor.
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Way to create the drop inside the elevator. Jackie seems to have a idea, but what way could that be? Good night, buddy. No on the floor, tipped over pillars. You're looking at a chain. Chain, maybe? Or broken doorknob. It's either gonna be chain or broken doorknob.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No, not that. Well then, broken doorknob.
Crap!
And there it goes. Yep. Ugh.
This is my...
Yes,
never
I'd love
give
to
up.
retry. I don't even know why that's an option. I'll be honest, there's a lot more food when it was like the hearts. I can understand the meter for the influence, but the hearts.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No, not that. Alright.
Crap!
Alright, so last one. Whatever is
If
after
you
doorknob.
arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way,
Higher?
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
I
So
don't
you're
know.
telling us all to think about the
Yeah,
arrangement.
let's take a real look. What does the light even say? Nothing wrong with a little tip that. Okay. What else is it? Chain. Chains wrapped around the handles of the door. For some reason the killer was able to. What else have we got? What else is there?
That arrangement
Chain.
is... The hammer is suspicious.
Maybe we do the chain in the doorknob?
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the
Or is
floor
that what I
seems
did?
suspicious.
That's what I did first. Shit.
Crap!
Maybe chain. Maybe
If
the
you
chain
arrange it a
with
certain
the.
way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
I don't think it's
Isn't
the
it
hammer.
about time we went over the pillar again?
No. Is it the hammer?
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
I don't know what to use.
So you're telling us all
Oil on the floor.
to think about the arrangement, right?
That
don't know.
arrangement is...
Let's check. What is oil on the floor? Oil that was flowing out of the majority of it came from this fatal hit one. Maybe the hammer? Maybe.
The hammer is suspicious.
Nope.
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way,
You arrange it in a
you
certain
can
way.
cause the drop
Cause
within
the
the
drop.
elevator.
Yeah, because he would have been tied up.
So you're
and
telling us
he
all
would have dropped, but none of the things that
think
people were
about the
saying
arrangement,
involves
right?
tying him up.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
Crap!
I got no idea.
If you arrange it a certain way, You can
We'll
cause
try
the
this
drop
with
within the
the-
elevator.
So you're telling us all to think
This
about
with
the
whatchamacallit,
arrangement, right?
That
Whatever,
arrangement is...
whatever mobster says, and if that
hammer
doesn't
is
work,
suspicious.
I'm gonna pause the episode and I'm gonna sign.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar
two,
again?
Two non-stops in a row.
What
We're
about the oil on
on
the
it.
floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
No.
Crap!
Okay, so those are the only three.
If you arrange it a certain way...
Is it the contradiction? Oh, right, I said I was gonna pause the episode. Alright, I'll pause the episode. See ya. Figured it out. It was wire with the doorknob. Let's see, doorknob.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode, tied the tip of the wire into a knot, and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence.
Nice.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy. So what if they created a drop? There's no... Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in... Because if he's suspended in midair...
Wire tipped over pillar. What if it was the radio clock? Clock's alarm. Radio clock's alarm. Which one? Can I check? Okay, well, we'll go to radio clock for now, and then we'll check. Wall clock. It's the wall clock.
How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
Oh, I'm out of cuts. Okay, so... Oh, wrong button. So we've got... Oh, apparently we gotta open up truth bullets fully. Okay, so radio clock, waves, it takes a moment. Okay, clock's alarm timer. Is it clock's alarm timer?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Yeah?
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that happened is because all his power to grabbing the doorknob, but it was strength of 1 million horsepower. Go! isn't it creaking? If you break up the doorknob, it'll be stuck again. That's really what it was. And that's the clue Nekomaru left us for us to
I
find.
see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this.
Well,
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too.
yeah. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of, he collided with the
I
pillar.
see.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for...
Nah, that's because even though I slept in a little...
Nolly, there was no way I could be late for...
And if we found Nekomaru's body there,
It appears yet another. How were you able to discover?
that's...
Seriously, it's just one after another, but I can't joke up. There should definitely be a way to breaking through this contradiction. It would be the wall clock. Or wait, Fuyuhiko's account.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
No,
Damn it!
Wait a second. Okay,
We headed
so
for Grape
wall
Tower.
Clock's alarm timer. Either alarm timer, wall clock. Okay. Wall clock. 5:30 a.m. the alarm. The wall clock in the lounge. Started going through equals at the lounge by coincidence. Managed to okay, wall clock. Clock's alarm timer. Where's the other one? Fuyuhiko's account. No, wait, it would be Fuyuhiko's account.
Crap! We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain. Crap! We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Yes, it was.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
What? I jumped the.
That's gotta be it!
Not because that we discovered his body. We crush one possibility at a time. Okay, so.
We headed for Grape
the
Tower.
wall clock, maybe?
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
Nope.
Crap! We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Oh, come on!
Nekomaru died because of that
Oh,
alarm.
you gotta
right?
be kidding me.
His time of death and the time the body was discovered.
Wait,
One of those must be an illusion.
I know the times are wrong, but I
Killer
don't know
probably
which
did
one
some
is wrong.
tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
Because his alarm has the radio waves and the walls probably don't, but I don't know which truth bullet proves what and which one the game thinks is the one that
We
I need
headed
to
for
be
Grape
shooting.
Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
No, you investigate.
Crap. We headed for Grape Tower.
Well, then one of those has
Before
to
7 a.m., I am certain.
be. It has to be one of those two. Why does he always tell me
We
that?
headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m.,
Okay, so I
am
shouldn't jump to
certain.
conclusions for this one. So this
But
one's
the
a
alarm inside
distraction. So that
Nekomaru's
means that
chest-
his is the wrong one, right?
Was set for 7:30 a.m.
No? To investigate like the alarm in its chest.
Crap.
I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Okay, so if I say that both times.
We headed for Grape
Do
Tower.
I say
Before
that when
7
I
a.m.,
crush,
I am certain.
But the alarm inside was
is-
set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm.
His time of death and one of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
What is anything I think of?
Damn it!
It looks like I messed up a little bit of the contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower.
Okay, so then. Is
Before
it
7
radio
a.m.,
clock?
I am certain.
But the alarm inside
So
Nekomaru's
it's a con
chest
statement because he's not saying I
was
need to
set
crush these
for
one by one.
7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's.
Yeah!
No,
Ha!
it's wrong.
Look at my brain working.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have.
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was
Please believe me.
then maybe
I never misunderstand.
Right, a contradiction. I should go with the clock. There's no mistake that something done. What was it? I actually overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think. If I focus on I think, we should be able to find. Okay, logic deep dive. Ooh. Oh, I do not have a lot of life. That's startling. Okay, well I guess I'm here now. Oh, wrong one. Braked instead of jumping. My bad. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Time in the building? Time in the building. Do I have to jump? Yes, I do. Woo. Woo. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? Both. Both were. No, wait, the building clocks. It would be the building clocks. Shoot. I thought it was talking about which out of Strawberry and Grape, but no, the building's clock. Okay. Oh, jeez. Ooh, that was close. Okay, question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. There we go.
all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Right, that's the main problem. We need to clarify by how much time is panel off. Definitely the next mystery and try to reach the truth in one go. There's a strange feeling. Because the contact elevator. Clock's alarm timer?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
Oh, no, wait. No, wait. It would be Akana's account. Right? Akana's account? Akana's account is that she heard the thump. The rumbling noise, yeah. Aha! Look at my brain.
Then we can only
Right before
rely
I
on
failed for a
Nekomaru's
second time.
radio clock.
I think this would
The
be the
time of
first
death
2 trials that I failed
was
twice.
clearly
I do
7:30
fail.
a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when you fell.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to...
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st. It's obvious we'd hear the...
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the What is it, so?
Oh, well, that's...
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were asleep.
I could not sleep at all.
There's nothing to worry about.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference...
I heard that sound.
Huh?
I instantly woke up and...
Excellent work!
Rumbling sound. It's like the answer. 2 hours.
I see! Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours?
We were starving pretty badly.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's
Also use a specific thing. The specific thing is... massage time? Zero, and that specific thing. The clock's alarm. No,
Damn it!
not that. Oh, and then drink all of it once? Oh! Crap, man.
This is my...
Yes.
We will never give up!
Man. The problem
That's
is,
right.
I
You
get
should have
ahead of
heard the
myself.
sound he made
I
when
know
he fell.
what the contradiction
Rumbling.
is, and I know roughly what causes it,
thought
but I
it was
don't know
just
the
an
specific
earthquake, so I
bullet,
went
and I
back
don't
to
know the
sleep.
specific
Well, a
contradiction.
huge body
I don't
fell
know
from-
the
it's
specific
obvious we'd hear the
answer
impact
that's
sound.
clearly-
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the What is it, so?
Oh, well, that...
Huh?
You probably...
I could not...
There's... If we use...
I heard that...
We
I
were-
instantly
we went
woke
through all
up.
of this. Okay, it's like the answer. You were off by 2
see.
hours.
Next...
If you...
You're trying to lure out. Okay, so it's not massage. It's not the clock's alarm. Is it massage time?
Damn it!
Okay, then it's... Monokuma
I
Taichi?
see.
Oh, well, I thought because it wasn't
That's
specific.
it. The killer made you...
How?
We were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those...
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Outrageous, I didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Taichi.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about...
Wrong! Why, that's not...
That's definitely...
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found the number of suspects... Hey, why would that decrease? You'll know I'm not lying when you listen. Huh? You witnessed Nekomaru.
are you talking about a little while after I witnessed Plus, it was just before that. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened...
Really? Was there...
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my... We were both on the same floor.
Which means that person who is it?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Nagito? What?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out. Even though the alarm was going off like crazy, you weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I want...
You couldn't.
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
The deluxe.
However, it is obvious that but I did not hear the rumbling sound.
To be honest, it's... I was in a pretty deep... It wasn't that.
Couldn't hear it.
You still don't... Think about what the three of us who...
Only three people. Nagito, the secret is booked. These three. This also be the secret. The deluxe. They were all staying in the deluxe places, right? DELUX. Yeah, deluxe. So the next one is L. Or E, not L. Now it's L. Honestly, what if we just kept that there so that we could go deluxe? Look at how smart I am! Okay, S is nowhere near. We're nowhere near getting to S. S is the last one, so get all these S's out of here. Flux. Okay, well that's the next one. Room. So we don't need any more E's or any more X's. R is the next one. O is the next one. We get M or an S. Alright, we want to keep the S here, so that when we get the M, we can just do that.
I got it!
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The reason we could not.
That's right. It was you actually noticed that. Now then, you guys.
Hold on a
Why?
I feel like I understand. Killer Among Us. Killer who murdered Nekomaru. What? It had to be... Okay, so it couldn't have been those three, so it had to be Fuyuhiko.
Crap!
Carefully. The deluxe rooms? Kazuichi?
Crap!
Kazuichi, think carefully. The deluxe room should be the clue.
You're the only one!
No!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too.
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Now I know why my friend was crying. Halfway through, I was like, why would they cry? Oh, I remembered that they told me that they cried, and then I was like, wait, the only way they would cry is if their favorite character would die, which would be
Why were you able to hear it?
currently one of my favorites as well.
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
Oh no!
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me?
Yeah, he was staying in the lounge the whole time. No.
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
Oh, it was only too
Until
late
the
did I
moment
realize
that
what
alarm
that
started
meant.
ringing, right?
Too late I realized what it meant, and then I was like, wait, some of the evidence is pointing to Nagito. Oh, well, I don't actually like Nagito that much as most other people do. And then...
If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru...
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the
He was
killer should
lying.
have
The
returned
flower
to their
seeds
room
aren't enough.
before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Oop, I
Thus
accidentally
proving
paused
they were
episode
in the
there.
room.
My bad.
Just like us.
We only missed the voice acting for that Chiaki line. That was
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two... That would have been the worst possible outcome.
If those two had just checked the deluxe, how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always...
Why would you
so
need to go to the bathroom if you haven't
Are you
eaten?
saying it was just a coincidence?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just... You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
What?
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say it's just a farce. Just
What?
a boring farce. So boring, so stressful.
What?
So painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
Hmm?
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gunner's rebuttal.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Wrong. Something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. What's your argument? What button? I think it might just be...
That elevator was the only means of travel between the 2 houses.
That's the contradiction.
As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me?
Secret passageway.
Why don't we stop this already?
Secret passageway, and then...
That elevator was the only means of travel between the 2 houses.
There we go.
No,
okay.
that's wrong.
Pink ones hadn't turned up yet.
There should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Who actually used that method? Nagito.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right? There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor.
Plus, once you've cleared the final
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was
There's no way.
That is merely an illusion. If you
There's no way I can...
don't make me angry.
Wire command button. I don't know which of these to use. Oh, let's go with that
Even
one.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Jeez, how do you... I forgot how to do diagonal. Oh, you press them both at the same time.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
This is a weird one.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
There we go.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't look, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Okay. Providing that's the case.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown...
Okay, so... Monokuma file, wire. Wire!
At least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Would be the wire, right?
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of...
Allow
There
me
we
to
go.
cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, They obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the cave, but there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what do you...
First of all, by messing with all the
What?
clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point.
Do we not get to
Thanks
see
to
the
that,
comic book?
Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Even though I hate doing the comic book,
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing. Through this,
yeah,
Gundam
I don't like
successfully
you.
lured
Alright?
Nekomaru to
Because I
Strawberry
like to
Tower.
see, even though I
There's no
hated
way
doing
he
the
could
comic
fight
books in the
head-on with
first
the
game,
robotic
this one is a
Nekomaru.
lot better
So
to
by
do.
pressing the goodnight button,
And I love
he
looking at
rendered
it.
Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything.
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have...
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily
The four
to
dark
this
devas
simple
of destruction.
argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitation.
Four dark devas.
That's wrong. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I don't want to limit. And just as you requested, I will provide an argument to leave you no choice. Nope.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back!
The
Do you
four
think
dark
I can hide him
devas.
so easily?
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, You should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh? Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster. But it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Now that you mention it, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Closing argument. Oh, okay, we do still get to do it, thank God. Okay. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? Who was in the lounge early morning? What time did Fuyuhiko? Mars' weaknesses. Why are Reptar and Mars weak? No. That. This dude? Yeah, that one does. Okay. Who set the lunchbox alarm? Who was in the lounge? What was the fake weapon left in the tower? Who gathered at the lounge? Why did Nekomaru fall? Oh, the doorknob came off, but he woke up. Who heard the rumbling noise? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so fire after Nekomaru's feet. There we go, last one. What was the fake weapon? The huge hammer. There we
Here's
go.
everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead ring. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m. But by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower, so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Oh boy.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
these zombies.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in. Who will be chosen as the black? Please pull. Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Rip. And if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam.
Nice!
Scarf the animal breeder. Yay, I said that all without writing it down.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already. Get this over with. Hold on, it's true the class trial is finished, but doesn't mean the incident's over. We can't finish yet until we hear it.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. We'll have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my
Why do you want to
tears.
talk to the one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to
Listen well.
That's what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing.
How
I
pitiful.
said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost. Died.
Damn it!
This,
He
too,
was just
must
trying
be the
to bring to
will of
life. There are many ways he
causality.
could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
I mean, explain it. I shall reveal it
Let's
all.
make
In the final
history.
dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse, and I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret by tampering with all the clocks. I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. This is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation, and we had ourselves a stare-down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and
That
death.
is...
It risked
Let
life
me
and death.
tell you
He was
this.
serious too. He gave it his all to try and cure me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never even know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
see it.
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole
Could it
thing.
be?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Neko.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by
For so
killing
long.
me?
Was I right? Was he the traitor?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why did you fight your friends? Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my fellows. However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally
You
die?
weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Are you telling us to wait until we start? Would you rather die?
Fall,
Ever
my
since we were
tears.
locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
You flinch,
Giving up
you
on
will
life.
die!
That's just an insult to life
Let
itself.
me ask.
You fools heard of the term dog eat dog?
Fine.
Zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in...
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall
The
engulf
world will
this world.
consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward
I
life.
renounce
It is a
you.
violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Glad to try and justify what
But...
you did. It sounds like Nikomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought.
Damn
right?
it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I betrayed you all. That is the absolute
Fall.
truth. But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
Yes, that's why you...
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian?
Let's make
Unlike
history.
Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nikomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
Listen to me talk more. I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My
Just
name
who
is
you think I
Gundam
am.
Tanaka.
History's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade
Not
like
in a million,
dust
not in a
in the
billion, not in
wind.
10,000 billion years in the name of pandemonium. It is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it. Well, then let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Indeed.
Got it. I prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate breeder Gundam.
Wait.
Just a moment, please, Monokuma, please help me.
Huh?
Sonia,
forgive
please,
you.
I beg of
How
you.
pitiful.
Sonia, act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
is he gonna get stampeded? I kind of figured. He's not gonna finish. Do the hands just go to Sonia? No. After he's gone. The spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in her chest. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something. We
damn
all
it!
spend so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Everyone has one of you. The biggest piece of shit is me.
Worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, really, but still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very
You
best.
are right.
Right. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
he will most likely crawl his way out the pell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So don't just stand there, stand up and walk, move forward, live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will die in fate. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial's over, so it's okay for you to hurry back to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Yes. Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling that for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
One second, that mood shift is through there.
Not like that.
No, it's like they said. That's what it means to live, right? Gee, it's certainly something else. Seriously, I'm
Hey,
starving.
hey.
Let's go back for now and eat, and then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we
Right?
want. And then let's do our best again. You're right. Yes, the quest trial has come to an end. Once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group is definitely diminished. Despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from the simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy, and before everyone else too. But it's just too funny to me. No one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they reached their limit. Regardless, I was safe. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this one loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me.
it's
my life.
obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone
What's the
tonight too?
matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scared.
I see, so you can tell.
Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
Well,
Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet.
I see, so even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna
Hey.
confess you don't
Yes, I do, because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final.
Oh yeah? What about it?
There's information about 16 people in the file I received. Isn't that weird?
Say
Oh,
what?
that's weird.
you don't even know?
The traitor from the Future Foundation hiding on this, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that
This file
right?
contains documents that were created at
Of
Figure Academy.
course.
That's right, I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time
But
This file even contains information about the traitor. Was that person also a former student of Figure Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Is this you were doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that,
well,
That's not my
Right.
point. The point is you already know who the traitor is.
right? What's wrong with
You're
that?
getting
Well,
all
you're supposed to be
riled
correct
up.
when you say I knew who the traitor was all along, but even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like my mummy after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Your existence means nothing.
No,
Well, that's just
no.
how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel something different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation.
Huh?
Cooperation.
hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, I might even be able to cooperate somewhat
Right.
too. However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no. I mean, I want to make everyone in your
Unbelievable.
group feel despair. That includes you,
well,
too.
I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you never would be able to train me like
I thought you saw
you're
it.
right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, the core way of thinking will never change in order to create absolute hope that change where 8-step ladder such as myself experiences.
Woohoo, you're right. You're a true believer in hope after all. Let's say that belief reminds me of that person for you.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, you must be extremely unlucky.
Lie.
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Wow.
Am I actually think I'm very
Say
lucky.
what?
Huh?
You don't know?
You say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity. I can't rely on anyone on the silent. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from the silent, it won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope.
The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of
Hey.
him.
Just one
Hmm?
more.
See?
Who are you waiting for on the silent?
Huh?
Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on the silent. Is the person you're waiting for already on the silent?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
If that's the case, that person is already on heaven. Wouldn't that be excited?
Hmm. So is it waiting for that person to arrive on the island? Okay, so Hajime's identity was revealed, so it's not the truth of Hajime's thing.
Danganronpa.
Character discretion. We received the Hellhound earring. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna save, and then after being released from the funhouse, we went back to living our less than ordinary lives. Yeah, I'm gonna call this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching, but I gotta deal with this.